At Genesis 6:4, it is stated there were giants in the earth in those days. What were these giants? It seems unlikely that they were men, because all illustrated editions of Grimm show the giants are extremely large, something like 30 or 40 feet tall. Such heights are simply impossible in normal human beings, except when exposed to certain forms of radiation. See such documentary films as The Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, or The Amazing Colossal Man, or through the use of magic. Grimm, again, or Harry Potter. Actual human beings can't grow much taller than about 8 feet and still support their own weight. It follows, therefore, that these biblical giants can only have been dinosaurs. This follows from that most important precept of biblical interpretation, scribere alicid ergo verum est. Someone wrote it, therefore it's true. We do, it must be noted, also have additional evidence. Dinosaurs were contemporary with man at least into the 20th century. In 1914, Winsor McCay, undeniably a human being, was preserved on film riding on a large sauropod dinosaur, apparently named Gertie. There was also the well-known documentary The Valley of Gwangi, in which several reasonably well-known actors may be seen interacting with various dinosaurs. The important thing here is that these were wild dinosaurs, including a rare specimen of Tyrannosaurus harryhausenus, unlike those in Jurassic Park, which were specially bred from ancient DNA fragments. Now, it hardly needs mentioning that many hold dinosaurs to long predate human beings. This is in opposition to biblical chronology, which clearly establishes that the earth was created slightly less than 6,000 years ago. Some will naturally argue that the earth itself is somewhere between 3.5 to 4.5 billion years old, but why should we be swayed by this? It is perfectly reasonable to say that a 6,000-year-old earth is composed of 4 billion-year-old material. No one can reasonably argue with the date of creation, the 1st of Tishri in the year 1, or 5,772 years ago, September 28, 2011, as this is calculable from biblical genealogy tables. Though Jewish authorities argue that Bishop Ussher miscalculated slightly, they come up with a slightly different date. This date having been positively established by tradition, which all human beings recognize as superior to such questionable concepts as inductive reasoning, nuclear decay, or critical thinking. The latter is defined by proper Christian authorities as the process by which children are indoctrinated by evil educators to ignore inerrant biblical pronouncements in favor of contradictory propaganda supported only by evidence. We can hardly produce any data in opposition to this dating. This seeming discrepancy is, in any case, easily explained. The earth was created at a much later date than it was created. This can perhaps best be understood by referring to a long-running series of BBC documentaries, which conclusively established that a container with an exterior footprint no greater than about 25 square feet is able to contain a portable dwelling consisting of several hundred rooms, including an Olympic-sized swimming pool. As this dimensionally ambiguous device is also able to travel in nonlinear space-time, it naturally follows that the material of which the universe is composed may be older than the universe itself, or any planet contained therein. This comes from another established biblical precept, which is Testatus Deus credo si discordis interficiam te. God declared it, I believe it, if you disagree, I'll kill you. This has worked extremely well for the religious for nearly 2,000 years, though for the last century or two, it's been somewhat tempered by the interference of secular governments. Also noted is the principle separatum quod probat, that which is unconnected proves it. So we can see upon consideration that space-time itself, being nonlinear and essentially wadded up like a ball of string, Beckettian string theory this is called, dinosaurs and man are logically able to coexist. Further documentary proof may be found in the collected works of Johnny Hart and V.T. Hamlin, which may be found cited in a large number of newspapers to this day. For those less inclined to mere reading, documentary producers Hanna-Barbera have contributed several decades of programs showing human-dinosaur interaction, including proving that dinosaurs were at one time used not only as companion animals, but as household appliances. Hanna-Barbera are also prominent in the documentation of animal language and ursine culinary kleptomania. Finally, the clincher. Certain religious individuals have built museums documenting not only human-dinosaur coexistence, but such phenomena as animal distribution by means of a large boat, with numerous supporting dioramas, along with a very clear explanation of why the failures of a single pair of apocryphal human beings require the wholesale perpetual roasting of all human beings who fail to recognize the necessity of human sacrifice at the beginning of the Common Era. The eternal torture is for your own good because the Creator loves you and expresses that love by torturing you for failing to respond to that love with a complete and willing suspension of disbelief. So, because we all know that exhibet nunquam mentiri, exhibits never lie, it is therefore proved that dinosaurs and humans lived together.